Hello and welcome to Q&A with CNA. I'm Kyle Schwartz. My guest today is Larissa Haring, who is back after, I think you were here about a year ago.
Probably.
And she is the Family Programming Manager at Child and Adolescent Behavior, so welcome back.
Thank you.
And since it's been a while, why don't you refresh us a little bit about the many hats that you wear?
Sure, there's always tons. So as a Family Programming Manager, I ultimately help generate and provide the services and oversee the services that are being provided to families as a whole. So a lot of that really encompasses the services that are being provided to parents.
Okay.
So a lot of parenting services, and that includes Triple P, which I know we'll talk a little bit about moving forward, but also family peers. So those are peer advocates to help families come alongside parents who may ultimately they've been through the hard before.
Okay.
So it's somebody that can kind of stand along with them and go through that next to them. They aren't a clinician, they aren't a provider. There's someone that can just kind of say, I've been there, I've been through this, I've lived through this, you're not alone. So I oversee that type of service as well. And we just keep growing and adding more and more and more. So it's exciting.
How long have you been there?
I've been with Child and Adolescent for 17 years.
Okay. And
So
what
a
about
long
this
time.
current position? How long have you had
This
that?
current position has evolved of many positions that I've held. So ultimately, I've been in the program management position for about, I would say, 10 years now. So it just keeps on evolving.
Okay. Well, let's start with the Triple P,
Sure.
Positive Parenting Program.
Correct. Yeah, those
Tell
three
us
Ps.
how they get involved in that and what a typical session is like.
Sure. So Triple P Positive Parenting Program, it is actually an evidence-based program. It generated in Australia over 35 years ago. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's
Wow.
an amazing evidence-based program. It is in many, many countries, and it serves many different populations. So it's not just one thing. Many people think, oh, it's just this one group
Session
that you can
that you
go
go
to. Yeah,
to.
like
Yeah.
you just go and you finish
Yeah.
and you're amazing and everything's fine. Actually, it is so many different things. It is not a one-size-fits-all. It is a menu of services. And so we have things that can fit anyone's needs, which is really kind of nice, all the way from just a little bit to a whole lot. And it is for anyone from ages 0 all the way to age 16, for parents of children ages 0 all the way to age 16. So in order to do that, we really like to promote that to anyone in Stark County, and we can serve and lead anyone else who calls us. So if you have somebody else that's not in Stark County, you can still call us and we'll get you linked with somebody who can help you find this service, because Triple P is offered all over the state of Ohio for free to anyone in Ohio.
Okay, and I'm sure it's offered to grandparents who have custody as well.
Absolutely.
Because we haven't said that, but
Yes.
you know, I'm sure that's a
Thank
lot
you
of your
for
clientele
clarifying. Yes.
as well.
Any caregiver, 100%.
Okay, so what are some of the things that, I know it's all encompassing, but what are some of the things that the groups do or work on, or how do they connect?
Like the topics, is that kind of where
Yeah.
you're headed at? So some of the topics can be over very specific things. So what happens, like how you get into it. So let's start there.
Yeah.
It might be easier. If you are interested in saying, you know, this thing in parenting is kind of hard, right? Like, I wish parenting was easy.
Right.
It's not. I live in it. I eat, sleep, breathe it. It's not as easy as I wish it was. And so anyone out there who is a parent, you're not alone. And that's what is so nice about this. It's so validating to say this whole program has been created and is still living and breathing because other people are feeling that same way. And so that's very, very validating. And so sometimes it's just a matter of, I don't know how to balance work and parenting.
Okay.
And so we can talk about something that very, very small like that. We could talk about, I'm going to have a new baby and I don't know how to prepare my toddler for that. Or it could be my toddler's biting and I don't know what to do about this.
Wow.
And it can go all the way to bedtime routine is absolutely horrific. and it makes me not like my children, and I don't know how to handle this. Help me, please. It could be meal times are horrific, or I don't know how to go shopping. I can't leave my house with my child. I am isolated in my home. I get that a lot. I don't know how to leave because they can't behave when we leave the house. And so some parents are stuck at home because they
Wow.
don't know how to leave. And it can go all the way to tantrums that are lasting hours upon hours, that they're just getting very isolated. So it just depends on the family and the concern, all the way into teenagers, having very big emotions, risky behaviors, things like that. So it can go from very, very tiny, or feels tiny, or maybe doesn't feel so tiny, to very, very big things. So once you feel like there's something I'm not so sure about, you can contact us through our website. You fill out and say, this is my name, this is my phone number.
This is my problem.
This is just a little tidbit. And my wonderful friend Deanna will actually text you and set up an appointment with you to talk to you for about 30 minutes.
And then they know
she
where to
will
put
help
you.
exactly. So you don't
Okay.
need to know exactly where you want to go.
Okay.
She will help you one-on-one figure all of it out for you, which is such a blessing, because you don't need to know. She will help you one-on-one figure that out together. And so what it could be is it could be 4 phone calls. And let's just work this out together. It could be on Zoom. It could be you could come to the office. It could be let's come to a group with a bunch of other parents so that you can get out of the house.
Yeah.
You could come to a meeting and we can have childcare so that you can
Nice.
get your child out of the house and you
Yeah.
can get out of the house. It comes in many, many different varieties.
So is that how it's categorized, like level 3 and level 4?
Yeah, so there's different levels.
Okay.
Level 3 is could be a couple phone calls on a very specific topic. It could even be a discussion group on a specific topic. So those ones are bedtime routines, meal times, hassle-free shopping, disobedience, and aggression. And for the teenagers, it's more like risky behaviors, challenging feelings, family conflict, and handling, there's one more topic that's going to lose me right now, but there is one more very specific topic
Okay.
that's specific to teenagers. And then as you get into level 4, those ones become more of a 5-week sessions. And so that one's a little bit more
But
intense.
still, that's in the scheme of
5
things, that's not
weeks.
that long.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
And you get 17 strategies, and we help you kind of realize you already knew this. We're
You
just
just
going to
didn't
help you put it
implement it right,
together.
or- right.
We're going to help you put it together and figure it all out. And it's just these little tiny changes that can make the biggest difference. And you don't have to do all of them. We never want you to do all of them. It's baby steps. And it's just thinking a little differently, looking at things a little differently, and taking care of ourselves as parents, because the gig is hard.
Right, right. All right, you mentioned on your website the stepping stones.
Yes, actually
us
that's
about that.
completely different. It's also triple P.
Right.
And stepping stones is specific to parents who have children with developmental disabilities.
Okay.
And so it is specific more so for children ages 0 to 12. However, you know your child best, so if you feel they're developmentally within that age range, you are welcome to come to that as well. And again, calling and filling in that the link on the website, talking to Deanna, she'll help you decide if that's the right fit for you. And we can do that one-on-one as well, or we can do that in a group setting. But that, once again, is a great option. There's evidence-based programming out there for that as well.
Okay, you mentioned Deanna, but you must have other staff members as
Oh,
well,
yes.
because this is such a huge program. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Deanna's just our kind of linkage person, but she also does provide the service.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have over 15 staff that are trained in all the triple Ps around. So we offer 15 different triple P options, but we also have 15 staff that are trained in an array of different levels and options of that.
So you kind of trade off. and,
Yes, yes. So we have plenty to assign, we have plenty to move around, and all of this is paid through grants.
That's what I was going to ask. How is it funded?
So we have tons of different grants right now that
So
are
do you
doing
write
this.
the grants?
I do.
That's a job in itself.
I do write some of them, and then some others Some funders honestly seek us out because they're seeing the community have such a need that they're seeking us out to provide this service. So United Way is a huge supporter of this service. So a huge shout out to United Way that they are seeking us out and saying, please help our community. So we have a special arrangement right now that's actually initiating an alliance. So Alliance Preschool over there is going to start receiving some triple P services. For anyone in Alliance, ages 0 to 12, or parents of children ages 0 to 12. And we're going to be starting that actually in February. So keep an eye out. Those services are actually coming right here. So we'll be offering some of those discussion groups I just listed.
Perfect.
The bedtime, mealtime, hassle-free shopping, disobedience, and aggression. And then a group will be actually right here at Alliance Preschool starting in February, March, and April.
Okay.
So that's exciting.
So just since you do get money from grants, is there a charge to attend these classes?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay. And on average, you probably don't even have an average, how many people sign up for these?
So our numbers keep going up and up. A lot of this is, it's hard to find mental health services right now. There is a huge challenge to find clinical services. There's a national shortage of clinicians. We are not an exception of that in Ohio or in Stark County. And so Triple P is something that we do have to offer and in an abundance. And what I love about it is that I can help you, the parent, help your child. And that is a gift that just keeps on giving. And so this service is being hugely sought out. So we've seen a dramatic increase in the request for this service. In years past, honestly, even last year, we had about 400 requests. This year, just by the half year, we've had over 700.
Oh my goodness.
So it's very, very popular and very inquired about. So we're booming. Lots and lots of grant funding we're requesting. So donors, get out there. we need help to help all the families we can get this service because it's working. We have families that are telling us this is exactly what we needed. We didn't need the clinical services we thought we needed. We didn't actually need a therapist. We really just needed some help figuring some things out on our own. And they're seeing the differences in the home. They're seeing differences in the school. And it all started at home.
And obviously it's been around for so long.
Yes.
It must work, you know.
It absolutely
I'm
does.
sure it's tweaked all the time, but it must work, and it's great to use a tried and true program and carry it on. Okay, is there any other information that we need to share today?
Oh my gosh, that was so much. Just to find out, just to sign up, it is our website at childandadolescent.org. There is a program tab, and it's at family programming, and the link is there.
Okay, and as you mentioned in February when it will be available at the preschool, you know, if you give us that information, we can put that on our bulletin board as well, because I'm sure you're going to be letting the parents know, but you know, they get so bombarded with so much that the more they hear it, the more they likely they are to take advantage of this.
So we'll make sure it gets at all of Alliance in some capacity.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, Larissa, it was great to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
And thank you for coming, and thank you for watching Q&A with CNA.